Wrestling fans, the road to WrestleMania continues with Elimination Chamber, and future WWE Hall of Famer Marty Jannetty joins us L-I-V-E live for an Elimination Chamber pay-per-view watch-along. Watch the big event with friends, join the live chat, get an autograph, and help keep wrestling legends working. Set a reminder on YouTube for this special episode now, and expect the unexpected.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, even if you are not a professional wrestling fan, before we even begin the re-debut of this series, we want to stress ahead of time before we say anything, this program has absolutely nothing to do with the king of sports professional wrestling. It is to give the legendary WWE and bodybuilding Hall of Famer, Mr. USA Tony Atlas, a platform to share his thoughts on what's going on in the world, whether it be politics, current events. It could be everything and anything other than pro wrestling. I am very happy to be joined by the man who lives up on Millionaires Boulevard up in Auburn, Maine, Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Tony, a pleasure to have you with us once again for this podcast-style program. We're going to try it out for a month, see how the fans like it, and if you like it, we'll keep going with it.
Well, it's good to meet Mr. Dan.
Tony, how far away from you are the telephone right now?
Well, I'm cooking.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to you at the same time.
All right, well.
Because I always try to get a meal in me before 9 o'clock, because the way my day goes is, I'm running all day and doing stuff and trying to make a living, With my wife being in the hospital and everything, a lot of her chores became my chores.
What are you having for supper?
Well, I'm going to make some, I'm making a garlic sauce for my chicken wings. Then I'm having some cabbage and rice.
Some chicken wings, some cabbage, and some rice.
Yeah, but I'm making a garlic chicken wing.
Garlic chicken wings.
Yeah, garlic chicken wings.
Well, Tony, we're an honest show. The things we talk about. There was a little dissension in the ranks that I had to face here in the studio after your last visit. I don't think you realize you left out your half-drunken can of Sprite, the duck sauce, and the hand wipes were left all over the studio, and I had to get an earful over that. So you are a busy man. We got to do a better job cleaning up next time, or they're going to throw us out.
Slow down. What I leave?
Duck sauce, handy wipes, and half of a Sprite. And they weren't impressed.
What kind of people you work for?
People that wanted the room left clean.
So they're going to fuss over some sauce? It had to be in a bag.
No, it wasn't in a bag. They actually called me out of my desk and brought me in to actually look at it as if it was evidence of some kind. They wanted me to see it. Well, we're laughing about it now. That day I wasn't laughing, let me tell you. But that's just the fun of having Tony Atlas with us down here in Melrose. Tony, I didn't tell you, but did you get any of the big ice storms up in Maine?
Yes, we did. I went out and I started to shovel a little bit, and I hit that ice. Hit what I thought was snow with my shovel, and nothing moved.
Yeah.
So I just put down some salt and sand, and and that's what you do, and little by little. But you know what the funny thing is? Next week you're going to be almost 45 degrees.
I know.
I'll be gone by next week.
I injured myself pretty bad right here at the studio leaving, Tony. I hit the ice. I didn't realize it, and I was down.
Hey man, come on, hit me. The people are waiting for something.
All right. Well, I didn't know if you were still cooking or whatnot. Tony,
something good. Yeah.
You are a man that sometimes feels like you are the soul of Americana. There are big changes going on in Washington, D.C. right now. We have a whole change in the United States government in many ways. Tony, what do you think the immediate future is going to be for the United States right now. It's battling a virus that it still can't get a hold of, where new strains continue to come in from other countries. We have a new president. We have a vice president that took the name of James Harris. What do you see in the immediate future for the United States of America, Tony, in battling this virus, first of all?
Well, look, I like Joe. I like Joe. I'll tell you the reason why. The first thing that man did
was take a nap.
No, wait a minute now. Don't let Satan get into your heart so quickly. Get ye behind me, Satan. Now, let me start on again. I like Joe. The reason I like Joe is the first thing he did before he took his job as president of the United States, he went to church.
Did he really?
He went to church.
I didn't know that.
He went to he went to church. It was on TV.
Well, I'm not saying you're lying, but I didn't know.
He went to church. You see, there's several things that went wrong with America.
Yeah.
When you get a dollar bill, it say, "In God we trust." All the way down from the highest bill we got, from 100, all the way down to 1 penny, got the same thing on it. In God we trust. When I was a child, which was decades and decades ago, we used to go to school, and the first thing we did, we sung the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven. We did the prayer. We did the pledge allegiance to the flag. We pledged allegiance to our country as a country. That's what we did. Then we had a song. I know some of the words. I can't remember all of it. Go, America, America, God share his grace on thee through purple mountain majesty upon the fruiting plain. America, America. I felt like $1 million.
You enjoyed singing these songs.
Listen, I felt like $1 million because even as a segregated black child, I had something to be proud of.
You were proud to be an American.
Nobody pledged allegiance no more. You understand? Once they took the pledge out of the schools, every child that went to school from that day on, I don't know the date, I think it was in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken.
I remember doing it in elementary school.
I would say from 1980 up until today, there's not one American that took that pledge to that flag, not one. That's why it's so easy. It's so easy to desecrate it. You didn't make no pledge to it. That's why it's so easy to do bad things and think so little of others, because you never did a Lord's Prayer. We are no longer pledged to God, and we ain't pledged to the flag no more. I kneel for God, I stand for the flag. I kneel for God, I stand for the flag. That was the old America. That's what we keep skipping over.
When was
our moral value, morals? We're talking about morals, right? American morals, right? Mm-hmm. Where in the hell you think they come from? Well, I don't mean hell. It didn't come from there. You know that. So where do you think morals come from?
I'd say in your heart, in your soul.
No,
where do morals come from?
No. The Bible.
The Bible is where the morals come from. All right.
Brother, I mean, come on now. You got to use your head for more than just a hat rack.
Well, what
Of
about
course it came
atheist
from the
people? Well,
Bible.
let me ask you this. What would an atheist person, where would their morals come from then if they don't follow a Bible?
Brother.
Well, I'm just throwing it out there.
Brother, God gave man, okay, what he gave to no species on earth. Choice. For God so believeth in man that he figured that at the end of the day, man would make the right choice. And so far we have. That's why we still here. That's why we still here. There's more good in man than bad. I hear Christians say this, I'm not perfect. Now, I got a problem with that. I'm not perfect. No, you chose not to be perfect. Because the only thing in the Bible that says man is not perfect is Satan.
Everyone is perfect other than Satan.
No, the only person in the Bible that I read so far, now I might be wrong, if there's anybody out there in religion could correct me, please do. But when God kicked Satan out of heaven, okay, he fell to earth. Him and I think a third of the angel, called the fallen angel, fell from earth with him. And the reason for it, God told Satan he must serve and protect man. Satan told God, man is not perfect. Man should serve the angels. The angels should not serve man. That's what started all of this. Mm-hmm. Don't understand? So they kicked him out. He got kicked out. He fell to earth. Once he got on earth, God came to check on him. They said, where have you been? In other words, he said, I've been everywhere, in and out of earth, in and out of earth.
This is what Satan said.
Right. Well, see, that's why man has such an fascination with badness is entertaining to us. Like no other species on earth is entertaining to us. We get an entertainment. Go all the way back to the Roman days. We got an entertainment to see people being slaughtered. Good people. We didn't care whether they were good or they believed in God or none of that stuff. Mm-hmm. It's humans. It's not Americans. When you talk about America, when you talk about Germany, when you talk about, there's only one race. I've been to every country in the world just about, except for Russia, China, and North Korea. And I ain't found all that different in people, to be honest with you.
The only race is the human race.
It's the human race. And what the human race have did for so many years, we all want to say our race is greater than the next race. Because what the devil did was separate the world from God. See, when we got rid of that Sabbath, we got rid of America. Honestly. We gave God, America, gave God 52 days. We gave it to them. Then we took it away.
52 Sundays
and
a year.
The biggest sin of all events. Everything is on the Sabbath. We don't have a Sabbath. We say, I'm a Christian. When the last time you been to church? Huh? You work on Sunday? Yes. Sunday is another day. I made this bet years and years ago. And I'll tell you how bold I am in what I'm saying. I'm going to get you in trouble, Dad. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay. Tony Atlas and Boston Wrestling. We give everybody $1 million. $1 million. If they could name one day that America as a country, give to God out of 365 days.
What about Christmas?
What? No, we don't do that. When last time you see Jesus up at Christmas? Come on, what we do at Christmas? Come on, be honest. Be honest
Well,
with
there's a
yourself.
lot of gift giving going on.
Oh, it's Santa Claus, right? Santa Claus is the big dog, right? We don't teach our kids about Jesus. We teach about who? Be honest.
You think we teach kids about Santa Claus on
What,
Christmas?
come on, unless you blind.
I've never heard of lessons being taught about Santa.
Brother, all you see at Christmas is Santa, right? Come on,
That's
be
all we
honest.
see,
for
right?
once, Dad. Come on,
We really
Dad.
don't see much of the
Dad,
Lord.
come on, Dad. Once in a while, I see somebody put Jesus in the manger. I do see that. But the rest is what, Dad? Come
A
on.
lot of Santa Claus.
Come, thank you, for God's sake. Why is it so hard to get the truth
Well, let me
out of
ask
people
you,
today?
Tony, is there up at Millionaire Boulevard in Auburn, Maine?
Yeah, but what I'm
Do
saying,
you
Dad,
decorate
what
your
I'm
home
saying-
with the Lord Jesus
No,
Christ?
Dad,
Do you decorate your
Dad.
home with the Lord Jesus Christ?
Huh?
Do you decorate your home with the Lord Jesus Christ?
No,
All right, well,
no. I don't decorate at all.
all right, well,
For no holidays.
nothing.
No, I don't put up none of that. You know, what for what? What I'm saying, Dad, your thought, your heart, where your heart at on that day? That's what I'm saying. It's about the presents, it's about the gifts, it's about everything but what it's
The
supposed
meal.
to be. Huh?
Some people, it's about the meal.
Well, whatever.
Having a nice meal.
Dad, all I'm trying to say is I was raised in a country that had a Sabbath. I remember it. You don't. You came after the Sabbath. You don't remember that. You're a young man.
Well, I do remember the
was
Pledge
raised
of
up
Allegiance from elementary
on Sunday,
school.
On Sunday to America, Sunday was God's day. You ask anybody over the age of 70, see what they tell you.
And why do you
That's
think?
what happened. The Sabbath disappeared during the 70s
Why did it change, Tony?
because corporate America did not want to lose money. There was one day that they have to stop the wheel from moving. Thanks, Dad. You're a very intelligent man. I know
So
you
they
got
can't-
some insight. Right, that was 52 days out of 365 days. They couldn't make no money.
Corporate America cared
And
more about the
people-
profit.
and people- everything stopped. You got to realize what happened on Sunday. Everything, Dad, the wheel stopped. Think,
But didn't these people care about the Lord Jesus Christ?
Dad, the wheel stopped.
They cared more about the money.
The wheel stopped once a week. They had 6 days to make their profit. They had to stop. Everything stopped on Sunday. It came to a squeaking freaking halt, brother. Stop. That was it. Nobody went to work. The churches was full. The churches was full. Now the bars, Kmart, Walmart is full, and the churches are empty.
You think
It was
maybe?
about that dollar, brother. You know that. Come on now.
Do you think maybe some of the problems the world is facing right now is because, in essence, maybe part of the world has tried to push God away?
Well, I don't like to give my thought, but I'm going to tell you this.
All right, it is your show.
All right, this person knows a hell of a lot more than me. Why gain the world and lose your soul? I didn't write that.
Who wrote that?
It was in the Bible.
Oh, all right.
Why gain the world and lose your soul? That Jesus, that them words of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Why gain the world and lose your soul? There was a lady when I first moved to Maine. Nice old lady, you know, probably in her late 60s, but she looked like she was 90 because, you know, she's an ex-drug addict. That's where I knew her from, my drug days. And she finally got clean and everything, and she got herself a little apartment. Where one day she lost power and she used this space heater. The thing caught on fire, and the lady house burned down. So they had to put her in a shelter that night. And it didn't burn up everything. Burn up a lot of stuff, but not everything. And I saw her one day sitting on, after that, she was sitting on the corner crying. So I walked over to her, I said, "What's wrong?" She said, "What I have left over, all the stuff that didn't get burned, people robbed me." She got robbed.
Terrible.
She got robbed. We have such, without God, we're not going to make it. I'm telling you. I know people wanted me to talk about Trump and talk about Biden and all this other silly shit. But the problem with this country, we have no, you know how you become president today?
How?
That's how you become president.
How?
Bad mouth America.
Is that how Sleepy Joe became the president?
I said, did I say that? What I say?
You said you have to badmouth America.
Right.
Well, I don't
That's how
remember.
everybody
I
get
don't
along.
recall Joe
They
get
tell you-
badmouthing
well, what
America.
they do, I watch the news. I watch the news religiously, right?
Yes.
I watch it religiously. They always talk about how bad things is, never how good.
But did Joe Biden?
Look, you try to look at one person.
But you told me a minute ago the only way
I
to
like
become
him.
president.
Yeah, I like him because he started his presidency off as God, but he only been there for 1 month. That's why I can't say nothing on this man.
It's too soon.
Brother, come on, give me a break now.
Well,
Are
I'm
you
asking.
freaking
I'm
with me?
asking your opinion. You
You're
said
joking right there.
on
The
what?
man ain't even in a month yet.
You just told me the only way to become president is to badmouth America. I don't recall
Right.
Joe badmouthing
Well,
America.
he did in the past.
He has.
He did
Okay.
too.
All right.
Wait, look. If I talk bad about what Trump did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trump is America in the eyes of the world. See, I've been to other countries.
Yeah.
By going to other countries, you learn they don't see Joe Biden. They don't see Donald Trump. They don't see Bill Clinton. They see America. When you look at North Korea, do you see the country or do you see the man that run the country? Think about it.
That's a good point.
Right? Okay? That's how the rest of the world see us. So when you try to focus the country on Trump or try to focus the country on one president, because we train presidents so freaking quick. Ain't nobody give a shit who the president is because they know in a couple of months, couple of years, he's going to be gone. That's the thing about America that is different than China. See, in North Korea, they ain't have to worry about who their next leader going to be. They don't have to worry about that. That's a problem they don't have to decide on. They don't have to fight about it. They don't have to fuss about it. It's going to be income, whatever. How you say his name?
You'd say it better than I, Tony.
No, you just want to have fun. But I'll give it to you anyway, Dan, because people need a good laugh anyway. Kim Jong-un, right?
Hey, you're pretty close. You're in the right stratosphere.
Kim Jong, help me out there. Come on, brother.
Sounds
Don't
like
leave
you're
me
trying
hanging.
to order Chinese food, Tony.
Huh?
It sounds like you're trying to order Chinese food.
No, what I'm trying to do is pronounce this guy's name, is what I'm trying
Oh,
to
you
do.
did pretty good.
Okay, but anyway, he don't have to worry about who's going to be elected next election.
Yeah.
Putin don't have to worry about that. The only president have to worry about is like civilized countries like England, America, and but we train our guys in every 4 years. We kick them to the curb. See, so you got about, well, from what you keep asking me, you got about 2 weeks to prove to American people that you can do the job.
Well,
How long Joe been in office?
Joe has been in office a little less than a month.
See, you don't even have a month. How would you like to have that job? You think Vince McMahon is hard on you?
Well,
1 month.
different job, but you know what? I see the point you're trying to make. Let me ask you this, Tony. I know you
Okay.
weren't a huge fan of Melania Trump, but would you let the new First Lady Joe Biden walk on you? That's not a no.
No, Joe Biden and me got the same tools.
Or the same tools? Wait a minute. What do you
When we
mean
say,
by
you
that?
say Joe Biden did it, who you say?
Jill,
Who is that?
his wife. Dr.
Thou shalt
Joe
not commit
Biden.
thou shalt not commit adultery.
For Joe Biden to walk on you, that would be adultery?
That woman's married. Come on, you best be married woman,
All
Dad.
right, well.
That's a married woman.
You've never let a
She's
married woman walk on you.
She's a grandma. Come on, Dad. Sometimes something wrong with you, Dad.
What do you mean something's wrong with me?
I really think I was twisted, but sometimes when you ask me these questions, I say, wait a minute now.
Well, what about the Queen of England? She's single.
You're like the what they call it, the inmates running
The inmates running the asylum.
Yeah. But no, getting back to what we need to do as a country, we need to go back. We need to see the thing about the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and it gave us a feeling of being proud to get on the serious side. We had a pride.
Proud of your flag. Proud of your country.
We were proud of things, And then came 24-hour news. And what the news do, what the media does, they want to sensationalize everything. The news is a place nobody want to be. There's a lot of good stuff going on in the world right now. A lot of good stuff. Nobody knows about it. It don't sell. Wrestling, people don't realize this. Wrestling is a reflection of the world.
Mm-hmm.
If you stop and think about it, Dan, there's no baby faces, there's no heels no more. Picture John Cena or any of them guys back in the 70s doing the same gimmick. Picture Seth Rollins back in the 70s doing the same gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
He been booed. He would have been booed. John Wayne never really did nothing to nobody until he was pushed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He was justified to do it. Clint Eastwood started moving off, messing up people at the beginning. You watch our music and what we say about our country to the world. See, when we do a broadcast like what me and you do, I remember when I first came to Maine,
Mm-hmm.
I was Mario Savoted, and he told me, he said, well, we finished the port, we got to go to Bangor and do one more taping. We did 2 days of taping. I said, you just did taping, Mario. Why didn't you just ship the tape? He said, well, the TV don't go to the northern part of Maine, so we had to go to Bangor to get our show on, to do the whole state. And Maine ain't that big.
No.
Because they didn't have syndication there.
Mm-hmm.
Then came social media. And everybody got all hooked up to social media. But what social media forget, what I'm saying to you, I cannot talk to Boston Wrestling. I cannot talk to Dan Morella. I can't talk to nobody without talking to China, Russia, England. We do the virtual things, right?
Yeah.
The guy team in from what was the Netherlands?
The Netherlands.
Holland. That's Holland.
Holland, yeah. Like the
Holland.
little Dutch boy Wes Simcoe.
But my brother, so if Holland is watching Boston wrestling in America, the whole world is watching Boston wrestling in America. There's no more secret. The Bible says, what's in the dark will soon come to the light. What's in the dark will soon come to the light. Technology is what God was telling us about. There's no more secrets. You can't hide no more.
You think that's a good thing?
Yes and no. You have to do it, not to get political. A lot of people will curse me out about this. The way Obama did it. Don't put nothing out there. Oh, well, I put it better than this. I give credit to to my mother. My mother said, do not hang your dirty laundry out to dry. Like a referee told me, what was his name? God almighty. He was a stooge. He was there for years. He was a gay guy. He was proud of being gay. Not, he was, but he was a referee for many, many years with Mid-Atlantic. But he was a stooge. Mm-hmm. You give him his card, and he would tell you, right before he takes off, if there's anything you do not want me to tell the office, do not tell me. If there's anything you do not want the office to see or know about, do not tell me and don't let me see it. Ain't that something?
He was up front with you, at least.
He was straight up front. So we knew he was a student. He was a referee. Oh, man, I feel bad not being there. I've been knowing him for years. He was doing the 70s. He was doing some of these conventions sometimes. His name going to pop to me one day when I'm not thinking about it. But see, with technology, we have to change our way of expressing ourselves. Mm-hmm. We could express ourselves any way we want. When I first started wrestling, I could be a heel in New York and a babyface in North Carolina. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Undertaker, whatever he do in wherever Vince take, is go all over the world. The whole world see things now. It's everything you put out there. And then when you get on TV day in and day out and talk about how horrible Trump is and how bad this is, my mother said, never judge a person till you walk a mile in their shoes. How can you hurt a president without hurting the country? I don't know how is that possible.
That's a valid point.
Huh?
It's a valid point.
How can you hurt the leader of your country? When people talk about that goes, when you talk about Putin, they don't talk about Russia, they talk about Putin. He's their leader. That's, Saddam Hussein, same thing, So we turn our leaders into Saddam Hussein and Bin Laden. We're doing it in front of the world. So I think, certain things should be addressed with a little bit more up to date.
What do you think needs to be addressed, Tony?
Yeah, you can't do things the way you did in the 50s.
What needs to be addressed?
Yeah, that's the problem with old people. Every time you meet somebody old, you know what they would say to you?
What's that?
In my day.
But what is it that you think needs to be addressed, Tony?
Well, first of all, we need to go back to what made us great. Our moral principle, our belief in God, good work ethics, and live up, and don't be blabbing your mouth all the time about the Democrats or the Republicans. Don't do that no more. You can't do that no more. Mm. That was great in the 70s, okay? You got to come out of the freaking 70s for once in your freaking life. Like McMahon. McMahon, wrestling was wide open. You remember that, Dan?
Yeah.
But then as he got bigger, and got more exposed to the rest of the world, he cut back on a few things, not only for the safety of his wrestler, but for the safety of his company. You have to treat the country like a company. Vince would not be standing there with a meeting where people could zoom in and listen to it. You know what Vince do when we have a meeting?
What's that?
He'd take everybody's cell phone.
You have to put it in a little basket or something?
Yep. Damn sure do. Yep. Why did he do that?
He doesn't want anyone listening.
Because the wrestlers, because of technology, Vince get ready to do WrestleMania. He tell the boys, they put it on their freaking Facebook or whatever page they got, and people in Germany know about it. She says, nothing you could do in this country without telling other countries what you're doing. Why do you think Obama was successful in killing Osama bin Laden? Why do you think he was so successful?
He didn't tell anyone ahead of time.
Hello? He told you afterwards. We live in a world now, brother, that whatever we do goes everywhere now. That's not, maybe I'm getting old, but that kind of make me think about when I talk to people, when I put my voice out there, and, who's listening to you? You understand?
Well, everybody's listening to you, Tony. They're loving your content, brother.
Yeah, but we as Americans, we have to talk, brother, about ourselves. Think about a 20-year-old kid.
Mm-hmm.
He's 20 years old, born in 2001, World Trade Center. We've been in war, riots in the streets, impeachment, all this stuff. This kid is only 20. He ain't seen nothing good. That's why the suicide rate in this country is going up so much. We need more positive. If you get too much negative sell now, you know that. Vince found that out because he got rid of all the baby faces. You know that, Dad. There's no more baby faces wrestlers. But it started with Bob Backlund, if you can think back.
He was the last of the Mohegans?
Bob Backlund, because I remember when I first went to the WWF, and they used to call him Heidi Doody. Yeah. And I remember wrestling Hulk Hogan and Don Morocco. And half of the crowd would cheer for the heels, and the other half would cheer for the baby faces. And this was in the 80s. That's when all these movies came out about, Dirty Harry, the bad guy.
Vigilantes.
The bad guy, the hero. Right. It was like the 50s when we had James Dean, and then America fell in love with the bad guy.
So do you think
I remember when I first started wrestling in the 70s, old town like Klondike Bill and A. Jacob said people do not pay to see the good guy. They pay to see the good guy beat up the bad guy, but they really pay to see the bad guy. The badder, the bigger, the more heat that was on the heel, the more money we made. Nobody remember Elliot Ness as much as they remember Al Capone.
So do you think, in your opinion, Tony, the way to maybe heal the nation is to become a little closer to the Lord Jesus Christ?
Amen.
And how would you suggest going about that?
Well, it's been done. It's not no big secret. It's already been done, brother. You don't need.
Well, how would you encourage people to go back to the churches, maybe?
Well, you don't have. I'm gonna tell you something else too that you don't know about that Sabbath.
Right, let's hear that.
You don't have to go to no church. That's what I learned about that Sabbath. I used to know wanos.
Some drunks.
I knew drug addicts when I was a child. That on Sunday, they would have a bottle of whiskey in their hand and would not take a drink.
They had that much respect, really.
They knew it was in us. See, you reap what you sow. That's what you don't understand. You reap what you sow. When you plant oranges, you're never gonna get apples. It's what is inbred in you from childhood. It's how you raise the fruit. America was raised in the grace of God. The church always, like the black neighborhood. You ever know that every black leader is a what? Think about it.
Every black leader?
Is a what?
A black person.
No, is a what?
A Democrat.
I don't know they're black leaders, so you don't have to tell me they're black. I just told they were black. So what they all had in common?
Democrats.
No.
I don't know.
Reverend Martin Luther King. Reverend. They was all ministers.
Trying to say that
Because the
every
church-
black leader in the United States at one
the
point
black
was a
church-
reverend?
Yep. Reverend Martin Luther King, they all reverend. They're all ministers. Every one of them was a minister. Even Al Sharpton is a minister. Jesse Jackson is a minister. They're all ministers from the black church. Martin Luther King was a minister. He started, the civil rights movement started in the black church.
Mm-hmm.
This is Black History Week. It started because the black church is the only building in most black neighborhoods. We didn't have bars and restaurants and stuff like the white neighborhood. We had one building, a school and a church. We didn't have libraries. We had a school and a church and a police department. Okay?
That was it.
That was it, brother. So all the meetings and everything, even right now today in black neighborhood, they vote in church. Every leader, if you look back on the history, even Malcolm X was Minister Malcolm X. Reverend Martin Luther King, Reverend Jesse Jackson, Reverend Al Sharpton.
Yeah, I never realized that.
Every black leader was a minister. They came from the churches. Because the churches is the largest follower of the black community. The churches are.
What about Barack Obama? Was he a reverend?
It was the only place. It was the only place we could congregate without getting hung.
Mm-hmm.
That's Black history. It's in the books. You can look all this up. I don't want people know this. I ain't lying.
Well, was Barack Obama a reverend?
No, he was not a black leader. He was a black president.
I see.
He was a president, remember?
Yeah.
He didn't preach in no church. Martin Luther King started off in the church.
Well, a very unique observation as always, Tony. I have to ask.
No, brother. We can all have our own different opinions.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't all have our own set of facts.
There's only one set of facts.
What I gave you is facts. It's written already. Everybody know that Martin Luther King. You probably the only person on the planet there that did not know that Martin Luther King was a minister.
Well, I did know that about Martin Luther King and Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, Tony. I'm not that far out of the loop.
Well, you see, what happened was they thought the idea died with Martin Luther, but it didn't. And them guys carried it on. And they got demonized. Because if people started, they turned against them for one mistake. One. Didn't have to make two or three. They did the same thing. I've seen wrestlers do a lot worse than me with Vince.
Mm-hmm.
See, when you're a black man, Dan, and this is the truth, you're going to make one mistake. Thunderbolt Powers had shown it. You can't do what them white wrestlers do and have a job in the morning. Later on, Vince McMahon came and said, I have to make an example out of you. So that the others will straighten up.
And how did that make you feel, Tony?
It was all right.
It was all right.
Yeah, it was all right.
Glad it didn't bother you too much, but...
Well, it didn't make me happy, but that's life there.
Mm-hmm.
I always knew my place. See? So I didn't expect anymore. Where he would have shocked me if he had did it to Slooker or Valentine, who did a hell of a lot worse. Mm-hmm. That would have shocked me, you understand? That would have shocked me. If it had been somebody else other than me, I would have been shocked. But by him picking me, no shock. It happened my whole life, Dan.
Well,
when you live a life a certain way, get along,
Go along to get along?
Exactly, yeah. And then what Clark Bill taught me, he said, Tony, you're never going to be treated like a white wrestler in this business. He said, you know that? I said, yes, sir. He said, just concentrate on the money, kid. Just make sure you get your money. That's all. Clyde Bill taught me that.
Well,
That's how I did it. And then when I try to stand up for my rights or I want to be treated like everybody else, I'm a bad guy now. I'm a jerk now. They need to get rid of him. I'm overstepping my boundaries. As long as I just smile and yell some, Nasser, everything went good for me. When I stopped to yell some, Nasser, everything went bad. Even now, nothing changed.
even in 2021?
Yep, ain't changed.
Really?
Yep, ain't changed. Yep.
Well, Tony, to move along, a lot of folks had questioned, what was your thought on the whole impeachment process recently down in Washington?
I think it was a waste of American time and American money.
Why is that?
Well, if you can't do nothing to somebody, the man is gone. Let it go.
Well, I think
Heal.
the point was they didn't want him to be able to run again in 2024.
That ain't the way to do it.
How would you do it?
My mother gave me an old saying. You give them enough rope, they hang themselves. A lot of things in the hands of the good Lord. And when man sometimes step in too soon and too sudden, he mess up what God already had planned. Man is not the great strategy in this. God is. I would just left it alone.
Enough was enough.
Well, no, see, let's say you got a big old pit bull in your yard, right?
Yeah.
And every day, this little kid go by, this person, let's say a man, not a kid. Let's say this man go by, he see this pet bull behind that gate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every day he poke that pet bull to build his ego.
Mm-hmm.
Because no, this is a pet bull. And I'm poking a pet bull. I'm not poking just an ordinary dog. I'm poking one of the most vicious dogs in America. And that makes him feel good that he could taunt this pet bull. One day, he goes by there and poke that pet bull. Well, what he didn't know, early that morning, the owner of that pet bull forgot to lock the gate. Now, all that poking that he did will light his ass up like a Christmas tree. See? So sometimes some things are leave well enough alone. In my book, it just here recently, a bit of conversation you have with me, I may knock Vince a little bit, but not a lot, if you ever noticed that. Because I'm the type person, in order to fix Tony Atlas, I had to first accept responsibility for what I did right and for what I did wrong. Now, I could lie to you, Dan. I could lie to my fans. But there's two things I could never lie to, myself and God. Because I know the truth and God know the truth. And if I can't be honest with myself, you shouldn't trust any damn thing, and nobody out there should trust anything Tony had to say if I can't be honest with myself. I'll put myself in a position where Vince could screw with me. But if I put myself in a better position like Hogan did, or like some of the other guys did, you get yourself in a good position where the promoter can't mess with you. I showed my butt before I got in that position. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They all show their butt once they got in the position. But they waited till they got there first. Like, I could never steal. I went into a store one time when I was a kid. And all the other kids, they were stealing. They were thieves. So they would take their coat off and they put on a new coat and they walk out the store.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hey, that's pretty cool. I want to try that. So I got up. I took my old regular coat off. I put on a brand new coat, and I go to walk out the door. Well, the security guy grabbed me. So as they had us back in the room and they're waiting for my mom to come and get me, I said, them other guys did that. How come y'all didn't catch them? They said, well, we didn't know about them. I said, how you knew about me? They said, Tony, You forgot to take the tags off. The security guard started laughing, and I started laughing. So my mother took me home. She gave me a good ass whooping for that, but I never sold again because she whooped my ass. And I didn't want another one of them whoopings.
Once was enough.
I found out I couldn't do it. It wasn't in me. I wasn't a thief. And even right now today, I can't steal. If I found a wallet laying on the ground, I would never look in it. I would just go to the nearest police station and turn it in.
You wouldn't even look in it.
No, for what?
Well, to see if you could get the person's name yourself.
Brother, if something's missing,
they're going to come looking for you, yeah.
Somebody could have found that wallet before I did.
Yeah. Good point.
Hello? My mama ain't raised no fool. What if somebody had picked up that wallet before I picked it up?
You never
And
know.
then the police asked me, well, did you open it? And what I'm going to say?
Yeah, it's a good point. You never know.
Well, I'm
You
going
just
to tell
never
that
know.
cop. Now I got to prove I didn't take the contents. Yeah. I'm not stupid, brother. I know how to survive. I'm from Virginia.
Let me ask you this, Tony. With everything that happened back on January the 6th, do you think Trump was responsible for it?
No,
You do not.
no.
And why is that?
Because that was there before. See, Trump is like this. Okay, I'll try to make this quick.
Okay.
So that the fans can understand. I'm gonna tell you why Trump is not responsible. Okay. Trump is a businessman.
Right.
They believe in supply and demand. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
The demand was there. It started back with Ruby Ridge, Waco. This ain't new. This been boiling for a long, long time. It go all the way back to the Clinton era. See, in order to realize, you have to get to the root of the problem. Trump was not the root of the problem.
What was the root of the problem, in your opinion?
To be honest with you, to be absolutely honest, I think it came with these trade deals.
Trade deals is what led to
That's
January
what I
6th.
think. Yeah, because so many, you know what was Dusty Rhodes' name?
The American dream.
It left then.
The
The
dream is
American
gone.
dream left. I've lived here in Maine. Maine was the shoe factory of the country.
Well, maybe that's why you moved to Maine.
Pittsburgh was the steel factory of the world. Detroit was the automotive factory of the world. If you read the history of Detroit, you know at one time, Flint, Michigan was the richest place in America at one time. Did you know that?
I did not.
Flint, Michigan.
Wow.
The auto industry. Think about the great achievements that was done by America at the turn of the, especially after the Great Depression. I mean, we boomed to the top. We became number one, brother, in less than 100 years. It took Rome many years to become number one. It took England. We are the youngest country in the world. Do you realize that?
Are we really?
We are the youngest. What country was around after? What came after America? You tell me.
To be honest, I don't know enough. I don't know the
All
lineage.
right, come on, Dan.
I don't know the lineage that well.
We were the last country developed, brother. We were the last of the Mohegans.
And look at what we did to the
We all
Mohegans.
came from another country. Well, look, Dan, all you got to do is use what they call common sense. And my mom would say, use your head for more than just a hat rack.
Yeah.
In other words, where did every American come from?
The womb.
They came from somewhere else in the
I
world,
understand.
right?
Unless they're an American Indian.
Right. They came from somewhere else in the world, right?
Correct.
Which means there had to be a place for them to come to before they came here.
Right.
Common sense. We are the youngest country in the world and the most powerful country in the world.
Well, all right, Tony, as we begin to wrap this episode up, I ask you, if you could offer Joe Biden any advice, what would it be?
Put your faith in God, not man. Ignore the trickery of the devil. He's going to be after you. Keep your faith in God. That's what I would tell him. Keep your faith in God.
Do you think Joe has it in him to last the entire 4 years of his presidency?
I'm not a fortune teller, you know that.
Yeah.
I'm a wrestler.
From your observations of him.
Huh?
From your observations.
Brother, I hung out with wanos, crack addicts. That was your age, okay?
But what I'm saying is, do you think, in your opinion, do you think the man that some call Sleepy Joe can go 4 years?
Brother, how
with
would
the
I
hottest
know
job
that?
in the world.
Let me tell you something.
Let's hear it, brother.
I was sitting there. Remember I told you about a month ago, a guy gave me a tape.
Mm-hmm.
And it was me and Butch Reed.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if I forgot that I even had a match with Butch Reed. I forgot. I sat and watched tape. In fact, the last time we did our episode, I talked about that.
Yes, we did.
Then I found out Butch is gone.
Right.
Not in 1,000 years. I would be an idiot to try to tell the future.
I respect that.
I would be a complete freaking idiot. I was on 2019. My wife, I cooked her breakfast. Me and her sat around, watched a little TV. We took each other and played around in bed a little bit.
Tony.
And I say, honey, I'm gonna cook us some lunch. I said, what would you like to have for lunch? She went, and she hit the floor. Now, if I could perceive anything in my life, if I had the ability to see the future in any kind of way, it would not been Joe Biden. It'd been my wife.
You would have had a better chance at predicting something like that where you were with her every day.
Every day.
Right.
Now, how can I sit here and predict a man to you that I have never met? Thou should not bear false witness against thou neighbor. Thou should not bear false witness against thou neighbor. Anything that I say about Joe Biden, I am a false witness to Joe Biden. I am a false witness to Donald Trump. I am a false witness to Barack Obama. I am a false witness. I have not met these people. I do not know these people.
Well, fair enough. Certainly a respectable point of view.
All I'm doing is spreading gospel. Something I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to go by what I hear, and I'm going to label them. I'm going to demean him. I'm going to make him look like the laziest, sleepiest president America ever had. And that is a beautiful picture for me to send to Russia. That's a beautiful picture for me to send to China.
Because they're watching.
Why would I be so dadgum unpatriotic to badmouth my president on the airwaves, no matter who he is, no matter if I vote for him or not? Why would I do that to my country? We got to stop being so damn stupid. You can't badmouth Joe Biden without badmouth. Yeah, keep telling Russia he's sleeping. Keep doing that. Russia love to hear that. Keep telling China that he's weak.
I never said he was weak.
No, well, sleeping.
Well, he's just a little tired. That's all.
I'm sure North Korea is glad to hear that. Because you can't tell me what I'm telling them. I'm sure Putin loved to hear that. I'm sure China loved to hear that.
All right. Well, Tony, maybe.
I mean, it's just like playing football. If somebody said Tom Brady got a bad elbow, I'm sure the team playing Tom Brady would be glad to get that information. Remember, we got enemies all over the world, and we are more connected to the world now than we've ever been in any time in American history. So, yes, you can badmouth and say things about people, but then stop and think, how does that help the country as a whole with so many enemies around the world? Remember, 9/11 ain't been that long ago. If it happened once, it can happen again.
It could happen again.
But this time, they probably hit a nuclear plant.
Oh, God.
You hear what I'm saying? We got to stop being so damn stupid with this stuff. There's still people that still don't like our way of living, like to see us off. Yeah, we ain't out of the woods yet.
All right, Tony. Well, we do have to begin to wrap up this episode. We wanted to send out a shout to our good friend, the Palm Bay Playboy, Reno Chastain. He's recovering from COVID down in Palm Bay, Florida. We hope Reno's doing better soon. Tony, anything for us to look forward to on next week's episode of the Atlas World News?
I don't know, Dan. Give me some questions, because if you don't give me no question, I'll babble on all night long.
You'll babble on all night either way, but that's part of your charm. That's part of your charm. All right.
But I love my country. I love my God.
All right, wrestling fans, for my good friend, the Hall of Famer, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, we'll see you Tuesday night at 10 o'clock for Wrestling Insiders at Your House with Tony Atlas, where we discuss pro wrestling, and we'll be back next week, same bad time, same bad station, as we discuss the world news, Tony Atlas style. Till we speak again, folks, you and yours, be well, stay healthy. The World Wrestling Federation was live at the Wheeling Civic Center in Wheeling, West Virginia, Friday, February the 16th, 1990. In the opening contest, Greg the Hammer Valentine beat Sam Houston. Bret Hitman Hart with the win over the Genius. Bob Bradley defeated Jim Powers. Hacksaw Jim Duggan victorious over Mr. Perfect. The Bushwhackers beat the Bolsheviks. The Red Rooster with the win over the Black Knight. And in the main event, Dusty Rhodes defeated Macho King Randy Savage via countout. If you were in Wheeling live, share your memories in the comment section below. Use the links in the description box to keep Wrestling Legends working in our eBay store and on our acclaimed Patreon streaming service, so we can bring you more interactive superstar shoot interviews to relive the good old days of professional wrestling. Check it out. Boston Wrestling Sports in the MWF explodes into a new year with professional wrestling content galore and need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after our Monday Night Raw review, it's Wrestling Insiders at Your House with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. after NXT and AEW, join rotating legends on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's No Holds Barred Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll journey on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday night after SmackDown, don't miss John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, history videos, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view, watch-alongs, and more. For less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, get early ad-free access to our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times. Join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021.